Things have escalated again in the Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan saga. Over 250,000 signatures have now been submitted to INEC to begin a formal recall process against the senator representing Kogi State. That's more than half of the registered voters in a district. Is this democracy at work, or power move to silence one of the few outspoken female voices in Nigeria politics? Let's break it all down. First of all, a recall is a constitutional process that allows voters to remove an elected official before their term ends. According to Section 69 of the Nigerian Constitution, it starts with a petition signed by more than half of the registered voters in the senator's district. INEC must then verify the signatures, and if it all checks out, a referendum is held. In this case, over 250,000 people in Kogi Central have allegedly signed a petition to recall Senator Natasha. The petition has already been submitted to INEC's headquarters in Abuja, citing reasons like gross misconduct, abuse of office, and bringing embarrassment to the Senate. Let's just watch a clip from TVC from a few hours ago talking about this.
Submitted a petition to the Independent National Electoral Commission to immediately commence the recall process of the suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan from the Senate. The constituent, in a letter signed by the lead petitioner Saliu Habib, submitted at INEC headquarters, declared that they no longer have confidence in Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan as their senator and representative in the National Assembly. The petitioners want INEC to act with urgency and impartiality in processing the petition.
The entire people of Kogi Central have lost confidence in her because of her gross misconduct in the Senate that led us to a 6-month suspension where Kogi Central will not be represented at the National Assembly.
To be honest, it's a bit embarrassing that a woman is the one that's actually talking about this. I mean, sorry ma, I don't know you, but put yourself in the shoes of Natasha. If you were the one and they did something like this to you, would you accept it? Like, she's talking so boldly as if she has a personal issue with Natasha. Like, to be honest, I feel quite disturbed about it, but then again, it's Nigeria.
The Senate arm. So I've come to recall her back so that we can have a representative in the Senate, because as a people, we cannot afford not to have a representative in the Senate arm for another 1 year.
People of Kogi Central has carried out so far. This will be the first recall that will be successful. The good people of Kogi Central have spoken in one voice. It is simple. We need credible representative. We need credible senator who can speak the mind of the good people of Kogi Central.
I mean, it's a bit heartbreaking. That's why they say that you don't have to kill yourself for people, because from what I've heard, Senator Natasha has done a lot of things for the people of Kogi, a lot of good things with the schools, with the roads and everything within a year of her being in office, right? So a lot of people love her with my research, everything I've seen online and stuff. So except these people have been paid, but if they've not been paid and they are talking with so much confidence like this, they're talking with so much anger like this, then I'm quite disturbed. Like, then I don't even think there's hope for humanity, because what's the essence? Killing yourself for people, and when you have a just slight misunderstanding or a slight drawback, then the same people you're killing yourself for turn around and just stab you repeatedly in the back. Like, it's just shocking.
We initiated this process and we submitted the duly signed petition to the chairman of INEC. My message to them is for them to speedily swing into action, and by reviewing the petition we submit and swing into action to the next phase of the process as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution.
Now let's take a look at a clip from YouTuber Deola commenting on the issue.
250,000 voters that have signed for her recall.
Now, if you're wondering how they got their 250,000 signatures, take a look at this.
F5A 90, F5A 90, F5A.
We all know how the Nigerian government is going to play this, because something like this happened even during election for Tinubu, where we saw multiple videos of people in a room just writing down stuff like this, or just you get. So but those videos were plainly ignored. They will come and say, oh, it's misinformation, oh, it's an old video, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, whatever. So, and again, do you know what? Nigerians are going to be outraged for like a day or two or a week, or give or take a month, and they're going to move on. That's the thing with and these people know, the politicians, they know that, okay, Nigerians are just crying for the meantime, they will soon move on. So whatever they say now, just pay deaf ears to it, because I mean, it's none of our business. And that's the truth. Nigerians are not outraged enough. In fact, this news is not even going as viral as it is going enough. And like I told you in some of my previous videos, some people have actually even come out to stage a protest on behalf of Akpabio. That's how crazy all these things sound. You get?
You see? These were the people signing. They literally sat down. They literally sat people down to be signing. And of course, they got paid. This is how they got their fake 250,000 signatures. Isn't this? This is a crime. This is a crime. These people are committing a crime in broad daylight. Shouldn't these people be arrested already? Yet they are speaking. How can these people even have liver to be calling press conference saying they delivered 250,000 signatures? And there is evidence of how they forged the signatures. Okay, for those wondering, who is this madam? Because that's the question that I've been asking myself, like, Ejo, Talamo, as in, where did she come from all this while that they've not had any good governance in Kogi, that Yahaya Bello was there? We did not see this madam as a concerned citizen that she calls herself. And remember when Uncle Dino Melaye was at the Senate, remember all the drama that happened with Uncle Dino, always causing trouble at the Senate. There was a time that he said he would impregnate Remi Tinubu, the current first lady. This woman did not have conscience at the time as a concerned citizen to recall Uncle Dino. This is just appalling. Anyways, I tried.
Yeah, I'll put a link to this video below, but just like she said, this is appalling because a lot of things have happened in the past, and this lady, the way she was like so passionate in the TVC video, she was not passionate like that in the past, but you're so passionate to recall your fellow female that has accused somebody of sexual harassment, sexual assault. You are so passionate to submit a petition to recall them. Meanwhile, for other things you're supposed to be passionate about, nobody hears you, nobody knows your voice. In fact, we've never heard, me personally, I've never heard about her up to today. So it's quite shocking, to be honest. Just like Adeola said, it's quite appalling. But again, we also have a response where Natasha has denied any claims. There were claims that she apologized to Akpabio, or she was going to apologize to Akpabio. So in response to these claims, she denied them, and she said she's never going to apologize to the Senate over suspension, and she boldly declared, I won't be forced into submission. And true to that, she's pushing back hard, not just in court but also through the media. So this is an article from the Premium Times Nigeria. It boldly says why I won't apologize to Senator Akpabio. She reiterated her determination to seek justice and accountability, vowing that no amount of suppression will stop her from her mandates. And she has denied report that she apologized to the Senate President over allegations of sexual harassment. I'll put a link to this article below so that you can go have a read through it. Now, she has also taken aim at Senator Nida Imasuen, the Senate Ethics Committee chairman, who recommended her suspension. She filed a petition with the Legal Practitioner Disciplinary Committee to disbar him, citing his permanent disbarment in the US and his alleged failure to disclose this when he entered public office in Nigeria. Now, if this is true, then I literally give up for Nigeria. It means that there is no more hope. It means that all hope is lost, because somebody that was permanently disbarred in the US is allowed to practice in Nigeria. Like, you know, when you feel like things cannot get worse, you just received a even much worse news. This is even more terrible than the previous news. Apart from Yahaya Bello possibly coming into office, this is actually another terrible news if indeed he was disbarred in the US and is allowed to practice in Nigeria. This is an article from Sarah Reporters. It says Natasha files disbarment petition at Legal Practitioner Committee against Senator Imasuen. So he said Senator Akpoti alleged that despite his disbarment, Senator Imasuen relocated to Nigeria and continued presenting himself as a legal practitioner while venturing into politics. So she has formally filed a petition before the Legal Practitioner seeking the disbarment of, I'll leave a link to this article below, but if this is true, then to be honest, I don't have any hope for Nigeria anymore. So why this matters, like this recall petition isn't happening in a vacuum. It's coming right after Natasha accused Senator Akpabio of sexual harassment. Let's remember that. Her petition was dismissed. Then she was suspended for alleged misconduct, which was very convenient. Now she's been targeted for a recall, and guess who is allegedly being considered as a replacement? Yes, former Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello, her longtime political rival. I covered this in my previous video, so if you want to have a catch up, please go have a look through that. I will put all these videos in a playlist so that it's easy for you to locate them. But again, for many Nigerians, this looks like a carefully coordinated move to silence her. Not discipline, not democracy, but revenge and retaliation. It is obvious that this case is no longer just about one senator. It's about how the system treats women who speak up, especially against powerful women. Natasha is imperfect, we know. Like, she comes across as a hot-headed woman, but the question remains, is she being recalled for actual misconduct or because she dared to speak out? And don't forget that the misconduct that we're talking about is the sitting arrangements that happened in the Senate, which Akpabio did similar, exactly the same thing, even worse. I covered this in my previous video, and nothing happened. Let's not forget, there are also other senators who has faced serious allegations in the past, including Dino Melaye, who allegedly threatened a fellow senator, and like I said as well, Akpabio himself, who is now the center of Natasha's accusation. None of them were suspended or recalled, so let that sink in. So what's next? INEC will now verify the 250,000 signatures. If they are validated, a referendum will then be held. If the majority votes yes, then Natasha will lose her seat. But the legal drama isn't over, because Natasha is still challenging the Senate and the Ethics Committee in courts, and a petition to disbar Senator Imasuen could shake things up even more. Hopefully, I mean, if there is a bit of dignity left in the system, if there is a bit of dignity, then her allegations should be considered, and Senator Emerson should be disbarred, and everything should start again from fresh. That if there is still a bit of dignity in the system, which, to be honest, at this point I'm having great doubts about. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe this recall is the will of the people, or a calculated political move, or, as we saw in those videos, it was forged? Is Natasha being held accountable or pushed for being bold? And what does this mean for women in Nigerian politics going forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates as this story unfolds. I promise I will try to cover this story as much as possible until we get to the bottom of it. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye.